Hello and welcome to Talk the Barca. Today we're going to be discussing the El Clasico, and this match didn't go as we wish. And yes, we know that today, guys, we were supposed to win this match as we actually coming from a disappointing draw in the midweek, and all these guys will be discussed. And yes, we're going to be also sharing with you the starting lineup of Xavi and together with the player rating and the key performance in the game. And in this match, guys, we lost 3-1. Very disappointing, I know. And yes, we can say we did try our best, but we still have a problem there at the back. We still have so many mistakes happening there at the back. And it seems like we really have to find a way, especially with the way we defend. So yes, as we're looking at the starting lineup of Xavi, guys, it was not so bad. He changed few things coming from that starting lineup in the midweek. Yes, we saw Frankie de Jong starting the game and also Jules Koundé starting the game instead of PK. And I think with Busquets, guys, that's where he actually went wrong, because we know that Busquets is very slow, and this game we really needed someone who's going to release the ball very quick. And as we know that also the defense of Real Madrid, they were very much organized, and if you want to break such wall, you really want to move the ball very quick. So it's still option to put in Busquets as our pivot, but then yes, that's where I think he really went wrong. So, but when we go up front there, guys, I think we really now have to think twice when we have to place the likes of Dembele, because if you can look at the way Dembele is playing, it's like he's playing for himself. He doesn't really have this giving other people when they are free and optioning to give other people a chance. So he always want to dribble and dribble and dribble. Too many passes, I think, too many. For him, I think he really need to now change to that. So for him to change, he really need to be put on the bench so that he can look at other players, how they work. Look at the way Ansu Fati came in and did some few changes. Ferran Torres also, he did have a chance and he managed to take the chance. So you can see that you have to look at other players where they are, if they are best option, or you have to shoot. So you don't always have to dribble. Yes, we understand that you can dribble sometimes, but then yes, when it comes to passing, look up, pass when you have to pass. But with Dembele, I've seen also with in the previous match whereby Ansu Fati was all alone and you option to dribble. Still today, same thing again. So I think right now Dembele needs to stand on the bench, look at how other players are playing, and then maybe he can now be introduced again in the starting 11. But so far, guys, in the starting 11, we saw Ter Stegen starting in the goals, and yes, he was actually playing not so bad. With those two goals that he was actually he was scored, I think he was disappointed by the defense. In the defense, we saw Sergio Roberto on the right, centre back it was García and Koundé, Balde on the left, and in the middle, central defensive midfielder it was Busquets. On the right it was Frankie de Jong, on the left it was Pedri. And yes, as we go forward there, guys, up front we saw Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha and Dembele, which is our normal front three. And I think these guys need to start changing. We need to see a different front three there. At least Ansu Fati should start the game. We saw the way he came in, he changed the game also. So we always have to say it. When someone comes in and changes the game, now is when we have to learn that he needs to start the game. So we really need to see these things from a training, and then we see changes immediately when we go into the game. We shouldn't see and suffer from the game before we do any changes. But yes, guys, it's a learning curve, and yeah. Player rating, guys. Ter Stegen was exposed by poor defense, and I'll give him a 6. So Sergio Roberto, very involved, trying to help Rafinha there in front to actually push for the attack, but then I will say because of that poor defense, I'll give him a 5. Jules Koundé, just because he's from a long injury, and I'll give him a 7. And only because he was not so match fit, so I'll give him a 7. And then when it comes to Balde is not so bad. He was containing his opponent very well, and he also gave a little bit of life when it comes to attack. I'll give him a 7. So in the middle, Busquets, getting poor and poor each day as I see him, and I must say he's actually underperforming and very slow when it comes to moving the ball forward. I'll give him a 3. So Pedri guys, he has been very quiet today, and I'll give him a 6. So Frankie de Jong, I must say he was one of the men of the match when it comes to Barcelona's side, and so I give him a 7.5. So he was very much involved when it comes to carrying the ball from the back, going to the front, and he was actually controlling that midfielder very well. So he was compromised by Busquets, but so far now, guys, with the way he was playing, I was very much impressed. So when it goes to Rafinha, I thought this time around he will do another magic, but then yes, it didn't work out. But for him, I'll give him a 6.5 as he actually had a chance and did try to actually shoot towards the goal, and not so bad there, guys, coming from Rafinha, and 6.5 for him. When it comes to Dembele, wow, what an actually the guy, he's very selfish, and I was not so impressed because he is very selfish, and I think this time around we really need to put him on the bench so for him to learn. I think if we start putting Dembele on the bench, he will start to learn, and we really need to put Ansu Fati in there. We saw when he came in that he actually created a lot of chances, and he also created that goal coming from Ferran Torres. So yes, we really need to see Ansu Fati starting the game one of these days. So when it goes to Lewandowski, just because of that big miss that he actually missed, I know it could have been maybe an offside, but then yes, although that could have gave us that 1-1 draw, so we could have maybe saw the game turning around if maybe we scored that goal. But so far now, guys, with Lewandowski, he was very quiet, but I must say I can't really blame him, because if Dembele also is out of the game, we cannot really see a lot coming from him. So this time around now, we really need to challenge Xavi to put Dembele on the bench so that we can have more creativity coming from Ansu or Ferran Torres. So yes, as we go into the game, guys, we saw control from Barcelona's side. So in that first 10 minutes, we saw a very good control of the ball. We dominated position. Busquets was actually struggling a lot. So we saw now also he didn't close down Cruz, and then Cruz actually made that through pass to Vinicius. Vinicius, we know that he's got a very good pace. So as he goes through, we saw Ter Stegen stopping Vinicius, but the ball was loose. Benzema capitalized on that, as now he couldn't miss from that position. He was actually left alone by the defense of Barcelona. So now that's where now we see it was 1-0 coming from Benzema. So Real Madrid lead. I must say, after that goal of Benzema, we looked very shaky. We couldn't control the ball. We couldn't actually find spaces. We moving very slow. But yes, I must say that just few minutes after that, we saw beautiful play coming from Pedri connecting well with Rafinha. Beautiful cross coming from Rafinha, finding Lewandowski. But unfortunately, that was a very big miss. Very unlucky Lewandowski, as the ball goes over the crossbar. Could have been offside maybe, we don't know, but yeah, that was a big miss. So 35 minutes into the game, we saw Valverde destroying us. 2-0 Real Madrid, same defense, same era. They leave the player alone for him to shoot. We saw the same way that was happening actually in the Inter Milan game. The first leg of Inter Milan, we did concede the same goal. So it seems like that is our weak point, and we really know that we are struggling when it comes to such defense, and also defending the counter-attacks. We're still struggling. We really need to find a way to resolve 2-0 as we go into the second half. This was a very devastating half, and we cannot really create chances. We still continue making mistakes, losing the ball very easy. But yes, first half 2-0, and it was very horrible first half. So especially when it comes to the right there, guys, we saw Real Madrid actually dominating us in the aspect of this game. We know that Real Madrid, they really dominate when it comes to counter-attacks. Sergio Roberto, he doesn't have that pace. So hence now we really need to look at that position, and by January we need to get someone for that position. But as we go on into the second half, guys, we see a mountain to climb. We actually saw Benzema goal disallowed. In the second half also, we saw a treble change coming from Xavi. Ferran Torres, Alba and Gavi coming in for Busquets, Rafinha and Balde. But I must say, wrong move when it comes to Balde, guys, because Balde was into the game and he was playing very well. So yes, and we know that Dembele has been good, but guys, we really need to find the likes of Ansu Fati in that first 11. And yes, I know that we really like Dembele, but I think we need to put him on the bench for once. So I'm gonna repeat this: we need to put Dembele on the bench. He's very, very selfish. And then the big one, another one. I did not believe that we couldn't get another penalty, another match, another fixture, another big game. So how are we supposed to win these games if we are not going to be given all these things? Like, it means for Barcelona, we don't deserve penalties. Because if you look at the one for Rodri, really, never mind that it was an offside, but it was an easy one. Real Madrid player, when it actually foul or considered that foul against Lewandowski, you could see that it was intentional. He went across his legs knowing that he will trip on him, and then surely it was a clear foul. But unfortunately, we couldn't get it. But yes, in the 78th minute, we saw Ansu Fati actually coming very, very close to score, but the ball goes wide. And then 86 minutes, Barcelona scores. And guess who? Ferran Torres taps in the ball, coming from Ansu Fati. Great play from Ansu Fati. And yes, nice flick coming from Lewandowski after that cross coming from Ansu Fati. 2-1 for Barcelona. And yes, 87 minutes, Ansu Fati again, another big chance. I saw live, I saw composure, I saw intensity when you go into what's the end of the game. And this is what we want. Yes, but a big one, guys, penalty call against García. Poor marking, yes, I understand, but I think Rodrigo was very soft going down there. So it was 3-1. So yeah, that's how we lost the game. 3-1 score, final score, and Clásico won by Real Madrid. And yes, the question goes to you guys. What do you think we need to do? What needs to happen? And because we can see the downgrade each and every time. I understand that we have injuries, but the way we display, it doesn't show great quality coming from our players. So yes, tell me what you think. Tell me your thoughts, and please comment down below.
Thank you for watching.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Comment and subscribe.
But until next time, guys, thank you for watching.
Video.
I will see you in the next video.
Vamos.
Thank you and bye-bye.